How's it going? Welcome to the day 10 of Stuck in California until I reach 100,000 subscribers. Can't believe it's already day 10. We are seeing some momentum, but I would like to see it more. I appreciate all of you guys are sharing with different people. I know already on the Twitter I saw two posts, Raj and Ronak you said, and asking people to subscribe. So that's great. I see the numbers are going up, but it's. I hope we reach that tipping point where we can reach this sooner. I'm not sure how many more days I would need to be here. Anyways, if you don't know me, my name is Anuj and I'm traveling to all the 50 states of the United States in order to spread the awareness on discriminations against high skilled workers based on their country of birth. And I'm at my 37 states for 10 days now, and like usually I move on to different states, but I have been to 37 states already to spread the awareness. And one of the thing I noticed that even people who are affected because of this discriminations, even they don't know about this campaign, and I can finish this campaign. But if not many people came to know, then the impact would be less. I'm sure eventually people will find out about it before the campaign ends or after the campaign ends, like after a year or so. But that's all gonna just take more time to bring the solution. And then all the people who are like, I'm meeting on all these different states, and they are telling me that all the things they are been going through, right? I just met some guy in Sacramento, and he was like, my son is now 16 and I am just constantly worrying about him because he might age out in 5 years. And right now, if you know that USC has already told that they're not gonna invite change of the status applications from Indian in AB to AB3 categories for several years, right? So if nothing is changed, then that kid is gonna age out, and there are like people has like many different kind of worries because of that. So hopefully we can reach solution sooner. So that's why I'm doing this challenge. Today is my day 10, and every day I'm talking about something different which I wanted to talk about for a long time, but I don't get chance to write it on Twitter or something. So I'm taking this opportunity to talk about different things. So today I'm gonna talk about, if someone didn't supported us in the past, should we break all the relationship with them for the future, right? That's what I'm gonna talk about. That's the kind of thing I see a lot on Twitter and other places. But let me just ask you this question, that India was colonized by British, and that was so wrong and puts the country back for so many years. I recently saw a video, and they kind of extracted about like $43 trillion worth of like property, or the taxes, right? They put so much taxes on the people. And someone described that that's the most horrible thing ever happened in the history of humankind. Now, even with that kind of a bad thing, should India end all the diplomatic relationship with Britain today? Right? I was recently traveling to Hawaii to spread awareness for this campaign, and I went to Pearl Harbor Memorial, and that thing they did, Japan, that attack was so horrible, so much destruction, so wrong. Should US end all the diplomatic relationship with Japan today? And I was like, that thing is done in past. The countries recognize their mistake, and now ending those relationships won't be good for either countries, right? And the same kind of thing happens here. in the Twitter community, people who are like advocating for this change, and they are kind of like stuck on this things from the past, right? So just to give you guys kind of an example, that there was a reporter recently who was like trying to follow up on HR 1535, which is like that bill will have to clear the backlog by recapturing lost green cards. And this reporter was posting on Twitter, but then this reporter has not supported Eagle Act in the past or tweeted something about that, right? So now he's like trying to create a momentum for this different bill, but people started like abusing him or something like that, and started saying that you just gonna sabotage in the end. And even like I like status or something, and someone like people started DMing me as well, that hey, here is the thing they did in the past, and we need to be careful. And I agree that we need to be careful, but see things like in this way, at least I do, that okay, whatever tweet they did, whatever they are doing in the public, does it help to create the momentum? Does it help to bring the awareness? And many times it does, right? So as long as it's doing something good, as long as it's spreading awareness, we need to support it. And one of the arguments someone was saying that they is just gonna sabotage in the end, but I was like, there are like not many reporters who are reporting on this issue, right? Article immigration, how many reporters you see that they are advocating for removal of country cap, right? So then there are like very few reporters, and even if we don't encourage them, then that bill is not going to gain any momentum and it's going to die regardless, right? So that's one thing. So this is kind of like a reason thing, right? But then another thing is, let's say that some lawyers, they are tweeting something about that we need to end this country cap discrimination. But then someone from this backlog community, they're gonna pull a tweet or a video which they tweeted like 10 years ago, and they're gonna say that, oh, this and this, what you did like 10 years ago. And that kind of thing like discourages them from tweeting the right thing today, right? That we all grow. The views I had 10 years ago are not the same today. And the gist of this kind of is this, that because someone doesn't support something in the past, that doesn't mean that they will never support them. And another thing that is that just because someone hasn't supported something in the past, that doesn't mean that they won't support anything at all, right? So those are the two things. And kind of I like this saying from the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right? That seek first to understand before understood. That you are like trying to understand them, and like if it is like they are saying something today which is like not helping, then we need to like try to understand that why they are coming with this point of view, right? That if they are like not supporting removal of country cap, why they are not supporting, and try to understand them and try to bring a solution by providing an explanation that okay, depending on whatever the reasons are, right, that our explanation can be different, but I feel like with this kind of civil conversation we can come to solution faster. And I'm not talking about like some trolls on Twitter who doesn't have any real profile and just comes and says crazy things that go back to your country. So not talking about those people, I'm talking about those real people who are like talking with real identity. And I see them that those kind of people get abused a lot, right? If they haven't supported in the past. So that is, I think, not helping our cause. Think it in terms of this, that when you were a kid, you wanted something and you went to your parents asking for that thing, and maybe they say no, you didn't stop, right? And you were persistent that okay, and you tried to convince your parents with different arguments, even though those arguments were so silly. You were consistent, and finally you were able to convince your parents. Similarly, if you think about this advertising mail you get, right, in the mail, like an Xfinity's or Verizon are good example, that they keep sending you this promotion email, or not even email, like real mails, regardless of if you sign up for them. Sometimes you are already customer and still they keep sending you that, because they know that just because you haven't signed up today, that doesn't mean that you won't sign up in the future. There will be like ideal moment, and when that moment is there, you already have that material in front of you and you might sign up, right? So that's the thing, that just because someone has supported something in the past, that doesn't mean that they won't support anything in the future. Or just because they haven't supported something in the past, that doesn't mean that they will never ever support that. So I hope that we stop people whenever like they are doing something good, which is good in the moment. At that time, rather than discouraging them, we need to promote whatever way we can help to spread awareness on this issue. One another thing is that I see that anytime I post something, they are getting abused a lot as well, right? And I think that I have never seen they post anything which is like clearly saying that, oh, the country cap discrimination needs to be there, right? Only thing is that I guess they issued a statement when the Eagle Act was there, that they don't support, they don't think that Eagle Act is the good bill. Now because of that, now people think that all this immigration attorneys are bad, and it's kind of like a group of 16,000 immigration attorneys, and they are getting bullied and abused a lot as well. But I think that if that's like 16,000 immigration attorneys, and we need to try to understand their point, and if we need to bring a solution, we need to work with them as well, right? One of the thing people say that if the country cap is removed, they're gonna lost so much fees when they won't have that many H1B renewals. But it's not like this is America. They will always have, if this ends, there will be something else. They will figure it out how to make money, right? Because the laws are not getting easier day by day. It's like improving, but we just have AI coming, right? And we don't know what kind of things or challenges AI will bring, right? And that will create a whole different rules and regulations, and they will figure it out some way to make money. USCIS, even if they stop receiving H1B renewal fee, they will figure it out how to make money some other ways. It's a government. They will be like always be funded even if they don't receive the money from H1B renewals. So we need to realize that, and hopefully we can collaborate more rather than just keep abusing this kind of post or people just based on something they did like 10 years ago or something they did recently, right? That as long as they are like willing to have a civil conversation, then we try to convince them as much as we can. I personally think that that's the best way forward. Anyways, that's it for today. Let me know your thoughts, and if you can share it, like people are sharing already on Twitter, that's great. We need to bring a lot of people who are already on Twitter are not aware about this, but we also, the reason I started this on YouTube, because I know that not everyone uses Twitter, especially when they are new, the young generation, people who are coming on H1B visa today, people who came on student visa today, they might not all be on Twitter, but everyone is on YouTube, and that's why I started to post more on YouTube, that hopefully we can bring these people early on rather than like us, that we started advocating once we are in the backlog because we didn't know that how wrong it is, right? So I'm hoping to bring these people to advocacy sooner, and the one way to do that is to make them familiar with the issue and how wrong it is, right, and how challenging it would be for them if this is not solved. So if we can reach more people, so let your friends and anyone who you know who is impacted by this,